Page 114, a Major Pentascale Study. So a little bit of theory for you. We're preparing you for other things coming, so let's try and get this down. A scale is a set of notes. It's a pattern of notes. I don't know how many, it depends on the scale. Pentascale, penta means 5, so this is a 5-note scale. We've been using pentascales. This, because we got 5 fingers, we're in a 5-finger position. That's a pentascale. And the G, bottom note of the scale identifies what it is. Well, in addition to that, we have flavors of scale. Major scales, what they're introducing here. There are also minor scales. We'll get to those later. Talking major scales here. And as with any scale, a scale simply put is a set pattern of whole steps and half steps. Remember whole steps and half steps? We talked about those before. We're talking a major pentascale, and the pattern for that is, just go with the C pentascale. We usually use C because C uses all the white keys. And it's easy to see the whole steps and half steps because a whole step has a black key in the middle. So here is that's a whole step because there's a key in the middle. So in this here, it's got a whole step, half step, whole step. Whole, half, whole. That's the pattern for a major pentascale. A major 5-note scale. Whole step, half step, whole step. I could start on any note on the piano, white or black. If I follow that pattern of whole steps and half steps, I'm guaranteed to get a major pentascale. I might not know what it is, but it is. So let's just take one, for instance. Oh, get a goodie. Here. Start on this note. I'll follow that pattern. Whole step, half step, whole step. That's it. It's a major pentascale. They all work the same way. Here we're doing a C pentascale. Here, in this piece. On page 115, you get some more pentascales. The D and the A pentascales. I don't know why they've chosen those particular ones, but they did. So, okay, it doesn't matter because, as I said, start on any note, white or black, follow that whole step, half step pattern, you get it. So on a D pentascale, you're here. And it's whole step, half step, whole step. So it has an F sharp in it here. So the finger position is actually here. You include that in it because it's part of the scale. Then they have the A pentascale. You start on A and you follow that pattern. Whole step, half step, whole step. That's it. See, it's got a black key in the middle too. You could start on any of the notes and get it. They have more pentascales listed there. These are major pentascales. You can do in the C, you do the E, G, excuse me, and the D, and the A. Where are we at? And then the E, you can go through those. You see in the middle where it has an F sharp and then a G flat in parentheses. Remember, F sharp and G flat is the same key on the piano. You're just starting on that key. And the same with the C sharp or D flat. You're just starting on that key. C sharp or D flat. Yeah. You might not really know what all the other notes are, the names of them, but if you follow the whole step, half step pattern, you'll get the major pentascale. Let me know if you have questions. I'd like to go with this pentascale study. Let's just learn it since we're here. Look it over. It's 3 lines long, treble and bass clef, 3/4 time signature. And we got eighth notes and quarter notes, and you're moving around quite a bit. So I'm going to take both hands at the same time because it's just one hand at a time playing. You're starting out in a C position based on where the notes are here. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Then on measure 3, this is LH over. They're telling you left hand come over and you be in this pentascale position. Little finger on C. And the next one is going to be right hand. They don't say right hand, but it is. And it's written here, but it has an 8/8 above the step. So you go up here. Then you go down. Then the left hand does measure 6. And then the right hand comes over to do the next one. That's what we're doing. As far as the articulation goes, you can pretty much connect this all. Just connect it. Dynamics, they give you the MF dynamic. In my opinion, you should practice this one at all the dynamics. Really soft, in between, and really loud, all the dynamics. And speed, Allegro's fast, but it has to be your fast. These eighth notes need to be accurate, so watch out. That's my Allegro, yours could be a different speed. At the bottom of the page, they tell you to transpose it to G pentascale. Well, a G, it doesn't matter which G you use, just use one. I'm going to come down here. Because if I come down here, by the time I get it, I'm way up high. So I'm going to start a little lower, so as it goes up, I'm not so high. So it's down here, just play the same fingers, just... You can transpose that to any of these, like on page 115. You're just playing the same fingers. But there's black keys involved, so you have to make sure you have the right black keys, so make sure you're following the whole step, half step pattern to figure out what the black keys are. For instance, if I started on E, I had to follow the pattern first, so it's whole step, half step, whole step. See, there's 2 black keys in the middle of that. Once I have that, then I could play this thing on page 114. I probably should start down here though, because this goes up like high. So don't start too high, because you start lower so you got room to get high. Let's play this piece on 114 together slowly, just to check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 3 counts because there's 3 beats in a measure. 1 and ready and go and.